You sung at church openly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And
all
it
the
still
time.
went to all the parties.
All the parties.
Everybody, we all sitting down here with 3 to 4 talents.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody take away one of them because they're cracking a joke on you, man. Like Drake, Wale, and Future.
Heartbreaking 808s?
Yeah,
Doesn't
heartbreak. Of course, can. I'm not loving you.
All right, you guys, welcome to the Savage Mountain Podcast, where we have unfamiliar faces with familiar conversations or familiar conversations with unfamiliar faces. The show is brought to you by Neo Life Physical Therapy and Wellness, Neo Golf, get your short game up, and Neo Fit, where I'm your host, your guide unto a higher level of betterment, in a sense. Today I bring to you a neighborhood friend, a entrepreneur, a man of many talents. You know, he goes by Young to some. He goes by Devontrae due to Donna. You know, Big D, Mama D.
He knows
always
a little
showing
bit too
love.
much about me, guys.
Yes, indeed. So Devontrae, there we go, man.
What's good, everybody? I'm glad to be here at Neo Life on the Savage Mountain. It was a rough climb up here, but once again, as he said before, I'm Devontrae Williams, better known as the Black Shawn Michaels, HBK Trae, formerly known as DJ Young. You know, I DJ a little bit as well, but most people call me HBK Trae right now. So, what's good, Quan? Hey, man. Hey.
My man. So, I want to jump into it. I usually like to start the show by setting the table. So, what I mean by set the table is give us an introduction to you, your journey. How did you get to where you are now? The level of success. That starting point could be at any place. We can go from the beginning of it, or we go to the middle. We can go
start
wherever.
off as young Devontrae.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
of course, it started off in church. You know, I started singing. I wasn't just singing. I was leading songs at 6 and 7 at right down the road, 1058 7 Automall Parkway. It was the Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church. Shout out my pastor. But anyway, I was singing. And so what ended up happening around middle school is they were abusing me. I'm singing all the songs in the children's choir, and I'm singing the songs in the adult choir and lead. So it's like, okay, I love church, but it's like, that's just,
Yeah.
you know, singing. And so eventually kind of got to college. I kind of stopped singing. The last time I sung was probably in high school. I did the national anthem once or twice.
Yeah.
But everything was good. That was one thing. Like, no matter what I did, I always knew who I was deep down. So it's like, don't be mad at me because I have this extra talent. I'm gonna at least try to work on it, you know. So I stopped singing and all that. And when I got to college, Alcorn State University, go Braves. When I got to college, I was still into music. I was like a LimeWire kid. So by the time I got there, I was like, man, I got to DJ. It's only like 1 or 2 DJs on the campus. I got to break into that. I got to figure out. So me and my friend Ryan Moses, we started practicing. We came back the second summer, some little 13 speakers, and we was out in the parking lot. It was like, okay, they got all the big gigs. They got the clubs. We're out in the parking lot showing the mix, throwing in an extra little. We from Mississippi, so everything is Webby, Boosie, maybe a little bit of Atlanta as well. So we brought in a little bit of the J. Cole, the futuristic, or maybe the stuff you listen to on Spotify. We'll play that. So everything was cool, and we ended up getting hired by, I think, the student government, SGA. And after that, we just never looked back. So I've been DJing since 2014, and I'm still DJing now, but I finally picked back up the music around 2017 or 18. I was like, man, I got to use my voice for something, you know, just you know. So that's where I am now, man. I'm a man of many talents, jack of all trades, a king of a few. There we go. So I'm a DJ, I'm a artist, and anything that has to do with technology. I try to stay under the radar, but
one of the main things off of that, and we're gonna jump back into the beginning. Your your relationship with your mom,
Right.
Donna, and as someone that's, again, like on many other, if you ever listen to the podcast, you know that, like, man, I am all about mom dudes. I'm a mama's boy. So, but when I saw you at the stage, like whenever I saw you and we're growing up, I ain't had that relationship with my mom initially.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Young and thugging, I was like, I'm going here. I want to do this. Opposite, but every time we saw you,
It was a
like,
totally different Quan back in the day, guys.
yo, but your mom, man, I was like, she was in the neighborhood, but she made sure that, like, she championed everything you did. So could you lean in a little bit into that, on that son mother relationship that helped you have the confidence to do all the stuff that you did?
Yeah, I didn't really notice it growing up because a lot of
I
other people, a lot of other people had both of their parents. So to me, I'm like, well, I'm just show my mom twice the love. And my mom stuck on me she was on me a whole different way. Like, it don't, like, if you wanted to get in trouble, you make sure it was your idea. If it was somebody else's idea and you were being a follower, don't come in the house. Don't, but
Yeah.
okay, you've seen the meme where you laugh at something you're not supposed to on Facebook and Jesus pops up over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Anytime my mom right there in my head. And I just always made sure, like, if I do get in trouble, or even now, if I do go to jail for 2 months, that's 60 days of her crying every single day. And so I just always knew that she just always instilled on me to do the right thing. If it's your idea, go with it, but don't be a follower, And that was tough because I was pretty funny and goofy in high school, which I still am. We still, but yeah, that was one of the big things. I just always, but like I said, I didn't meet my father till I was about 17. I met him one time.
Yeah.
And it was cool. My whole family is actually pretty dope. They all live in, like, Aurora, North Carolina. And I met him and I was like, oh, he pretty cool. He kind of act like me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but my mom never taught me to hate him. She was just like, I'm not going to lie. He missing out on a genius. He missing out on the one. So my whole life I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't have this, but I got my mom and my grandma, and they gonna lock in with me. Another story.
Yes.
Somebody at the table used to have a fight club at their house. And I'm not gonna say it was him, but it may have been one of his family members. My mom marched 5 houses down the street, and they were having a Royal Rumble. Some people were waiting to fight the whole day at school. And so some people would go to Quan's backyard to fight. When I tell you, my mom probably had on a muumuu and went all the way down the road and,
Bruh.
I know your mama. Don't make me call. And stop the whole thing, and then they had to reorganize. We had to find a whole new place.
Find a whole new spot, man. I was like, because again, now, me being me, now, like, I got so much appreciation for your mama. You know what I'm saying? And how she was just always wanting us to be better. Everybody wanted to be better, man. There wasn't no bias with it. But at first, I was like, bro, this woman is the biggest. God, man, bro, she just blocking. I'm trying to come up. I'm trying to hustle, Batchy. When I tell you, bro, we had a scheme, bro. Hey, sign up, go to the backyard. We had the trees blocked off, so you really couldn't see nothing. Donna? Oh, man, she called Win. Came through. I'm like, man. But she was the one where it's like, my mom had a certain level where no one else, like, really messed with my mom. Donna was like, nah, man. But she knew, like, your mom ain't here.
Nah, shout out Miss
But I'm like,
Naomi. She understood. She was like,
understood.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. She was like, it was like a level of respect because I don't know what it is about the single mother initiative or intuition or whatnot, but she just connected. I ain't want them to connect. I was like, bro, nah, not this one. Like, find somebody else to be cool with, bro. Miss Donna, man.
And I say another thing that I noticed, and I've seen it a lot with the younger single mothers. I don't really know about the older, but I guess after she had me and probably tried to find a new boyfriend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right after I turned 6 or 7, it was like all Devontrae.
Yeah.
If she had a boyfriend, he wasn't at the house. He wasn't anywhere where I could see him.
Yeah.
Like he was out or whatever.
Yeah.
She was making sure I didn't see anything or whatever. And that just always stuck with me. I didn't really realize it till I got a little bit older, but it really played a part.
It was a priority, and not to harp on it too much, but I do want to give flowers on it because again, man, it's in the era where people feel like masculinity being attacked and stuff like that,
right.
and that a woman can't raise a man. I'm looking, and I am a product of that, and I'm looking at one, especially with you being born in the 90s. A lot of fatherless homes due to certain things that we don't gotta jump into, but nonetheless, that relationship, I was championing that, but I'm trying to figure out like when did that happen, and it was you and your mom's relationship that made me want to be like, man, I'm about to champion my mom in a whole different way. So whenever I made that pivot, I was always like, bruh, Trae, like I have a certain talent in the words in a way with scripture and stuff like that, but I was always shy about it. Right. So I was like, man, Trae ass get up there and he just
it didn't. Hey, now it's cool. I'm performing in different places in North Carolina, down in New Orleans, up in Colorado. But back in the day, you're gonna get laughed at for your talent, like, cause I was skinny up until right before I met you. You guys came around 8th grade. Yeah. So in 6th grade, Hurricane Katrina. After Katrina, I got a little chubby. That's probably like one of the worst days of my life. You know, it seemed like knew I was gonna make it way back in the day when I lived through the Hurricane Katrina. Ooh. We all used to hoop with my homeboys, still shoot, sweating boys on the block like Porzingis or like Jeezy. Anyway,
give me some.
You know, but yeah, that was so back in after that, I kind of got chubby around 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but I was still singing, and for some reason, my voice kind of got higher in bed. Like I was like, okay, so I thought I was Chris Brown. I you know, so I thought I was a little Chris Brown, not too much, but I used to sing at my birthday parties sometimes when I was 13, 14, and I was like,
this ain't no way Chris Brown.
Yeah. Ain't no way.
Yeah, that Chris Brown.
I won't let you down, Yeah, he popping. But anyway, it was kind of corny back in the day, but it was like I was at that age where it was like I can't sing in church every weekend and sing with the children's choir and I was like, all right, I'm
yeah.
You know, I'm slightly cool now. I'm kind of cool, Mom. I'm on the basketball team. We working out, getting swole. I'm with Dan.
Come on.
I'm with Quan in the gym. But everything. But as we progressed, I kept my voice. Like I said, I didn't let all the haters take me down. But that's what we did. We all cracked jokes, but at the same time, we were all proud of each other. That's Devontrae. That's one singing that dude, man.
Bruh.
But you know,
that was again, bro. That I'm just thinking about it now, time traveling, just seeing like, damn, dude, he was always Mom Dukes was. If anybody, no matter how many I joked, his confidence would all stemmed off the love of his mom. You know what I'm saying? His mom was always his biggest fan, and now me being here and then being in different spots, like my mom is like, Quan, hey, keep going. Do your thing. And that shit does a world of a difference.
Yeah.
The biggest world of a difference. So with that being said, I'm going to jump to the next one.
Right.
Because your mom, I understand HBCUs, always been HBCUs, right?
Okay, yeah.
Always been HBCUs. Again, like my first initial introduction to the HBCU being from Louisiana was the Bayou Classic.
Okay.
I was always about the Bayou Classic, and football, people think that football was my first love. It was actually basketball, my first love. Football to me was the band. I loved hearing the band.
Okay.
And always, never watched the outcome of the game was, and that's the only game to me, the outcome was, it wasn't nothing. It didn't mean nothing. It was like who won the battle of the band.
Yeah, you just.
So for the longest, I was always looking at the bands and stuff like that. So that was me for HBCU, and then it stopped when I got here because I'm like, I'm seeing so many more people. Like my exposure leads to expansion, so I'm being expanded to more different types of people. So Black centric mindset kind of like got diluted in a sense. Your mom, like, no, like you need to have pride and know like it's really good to respect others and stuff like that. But if you want to get like, as far as like opportunities and stuff like that, like this is where you should go. But it didn't connect to me until I got older.
We didn't see when it's only. Well, we don't know how many people it is because everybody's not boisterous, like the way my mom is boisterous. Because she gonna let you know when you go in our house, it's purple and gold.
There we go.
Everywhere. But
and it's not LSU.
Yeah, and it's not LSU. But one of the things is everybody just don't promote it the way my mom promoted. But she's helped. She's always been in the outreach ever since she graduated. So there's a whole bunch of different young men who made it from the coast to the NFL that literally, thank you, Donna. It was you. If I wouldn't have went there, I would have. But my first choice was actually Mississippi State or USM. Of course, Alcorn was secretly the first at all times. But I was actually supposed to go to USM with our friend Cottrell Lewis. Ended up becoming Mr. USM. Lou Bosco. Yeah. So. Whoa. But he ended up becoming Mr. USM, and I was going to be his roommate, but they messed up my scholarship and took it down to a 25% instead of a 50%. You wrong for that, Southern Miss. But after that, I said, I'm going to Alcorn on a full ride. Went there, enjoyed. I understand the perks and the pros and the cons of each. You'll get a better feeling. You're more close with your professors and stuff like that at HBCU. But there are better internships maybe that come through the pipeline automatically. Just say if there's someone famous who's a famous biologist, he's going to come back every year at USM and make sure and see who the best student is every year. So there are trade-offs with each. But, man, the love and the joy of Alcorn and being there and dressed up every, to
the nines, bro.
Hey.
That's something that I ain't gonna say I got regret or whatnot, but it was just something that I'm like, dang, Donna was trying to put us on.
Right.
Before it became like this big wave or it got brought back, she was ahead of the curve in regards to like trying to get all of us the opportunity to go there, man.
And it was just like, all right, if you don't think you top 10 on your team, or whatever, or even if you are, you could get you a scholarship at Alcorn or Valley or Southern. Like, you don't have to go somewhere for free. I mean, you don't have to go somewhere with no scholarship.
Yeah.
They'll just reach on out, and there's somebody's looking for you. So that's all it was. It was like, you don't have to be another number when you could show out somewhere else. Like, So.
And bro, again, like, that's, with that being said, what was that one of the main reasonings that you chose HBCU?
Well, yeah, like I said, it was going to be USM or Alcorn, basically. But they were playing around, and every time I went up to Alcorn, it was just love, man. I see somebody I had met at a summer camp. I'm like, bro, what you doing? My dad went up here, whoop de whoop.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I might have to come up here. And then I didn't understand it when she was forcing me to go up there 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th. I went up there by 10th grade. I said, hold on now. This might be the spot. This might be it. And so I went up there, man. I was having fun since the very first day I got up there.
See, other than you and Phil, like out of the big group.
Right.
Side note, Bad Batch, he from the hood too.
Hold up now.
Hey, from the Cove.
The Cove?
He from the Cove, bro. He would ducked off.
Yeah, we used to walk over to Cottrell Lewis's house. Right down the road.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I know Cottrell, bro.
I think I seen him before. Definitely.
Every hood got one.
Yeah.
Gotta have one, bro.
Yeah. Cottrell's, man, we'd work out with bricks. Like, put them on poles and stuff. Play basketball, obviously.
Play basketball. And Cottrell's extremely slanted. I'm like, bruh. And if you miss the layup, you probably roll your ankle.
Roll the ankle, bruh. And if you ain't let him get the win, bruh.
Oh, you got to stop that, Lou.
Short day, Lou Bosco. Bigger and better things, bruh.
We doing it big now. Cottrell out there in Dallas. I seen him. He might have to be on here. You don't know where. I'll tell you what he's doing later. He doing some type of robotic surgery. He's working for one of those companies now. So we got to get him on here eventually.
Bro, yes, we got to get him on here, man. Yeah. Good Lord, dude. So, and we can answer this now.
Okay.
Nonetheless, which one's better? Slim Young Big Young.
What was
Or
that?
Slim HBK? Big HBK. Well, you wasn't big HBK. As far as like your talent, like you wasn't always.
Slim?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm slim now? Oh yeah, we gotta get into it. Like I said, now you can ask back in the day, back in elementary school, I was like the third, fourth fastest. Justin was always way faster than everybody else. Reed. Shout out Reed.
Yeah.
But I was pretty fast. You just met me directly after Katrina. Yeah. So I had got big for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Don't you start.
All right.
Don't you start. But I say I got back small, and then I kind of put on just a little bit of weight around 2020, just being in the house all day with Corona, working from home. We can get into the job a little bit later, but after that I kind of got back right. Started working out 3-4 days a week, back hooping. I still dunk. Still dunk. I really, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to.
Crazy length.
I said, whoa, pause. But yeah, I basically can dunk without even trying. Like I'm 6'1", 6'2". So yeah, man. I ended up start working out. I kind of saw my brother Quan on his Neo Life fitness journey. I was like, man, ain't no way, right? Everybody kind of get kind of sexy, man. Let me bounce back up. I can't be it's either I'm gonna be in shape or I just gotta go turn into Big X the plug. I gotta get super big.
And embrace that thing.
You can't just be sloppy.
Nah,
you can't be in the middle.
You can't be
in the middle. No, you can't be in the middle.
Can't be in the middle. No. Growing up in church.
Right.
You growing up in church. Did that make a big impact on your sound? Because I know that you were talking about like you can't always do that. And again, like when being over there, when we was growing up, I ain't grow up in the church.
Right.
Like straight up. I ain't grow up in the church.
I was there. I had to go past your house every time I left my house.
Our journey is our journey.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't dub it as something cool, but it was just something like, we ain't doing that. Yeah. And we ain't forcing it on us.
I feel it. Yeah, But our church was pretty cool, like I said, and I didn't have any brothers and sisters, but the few people a lot of people were my age. Me, Jairus, Shawanda, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
We were like all around the same age, so them was kind of like my people, my cousins or whatever like that. But I made my first song in Vacation Bible School, me and Jairus.
Yeah.
It was a remix to I Smoke, I Drink. It was I Believe, I Pray, I read the Bible all day.
And the fact you remember that.
Hey, that was my first song. It was on a CD.
God,
it was on the CD. We was probably 11 or 12.
See, and now that you bring up, Jairus, I remember him having like a crazy situation where he loved Pastor Troy.
Nah.
Bruh, he was a massive Pastor Troy fan.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, but your dad, the pastor, how you getting away with this? If you know anything about PT, like Pastor Troy was one of them ones, very aggressive in his way. Vice versa. Yeah. Carry on.
Vice versa.
Yeah. We ready. And those are just the commercial stuff. But it's other.
And those are the nicest.
The nicest songs.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, man, he like PT or whatnot. I'm like, he eventually gonna get, the gig is gonna be up. The jig will be up eventually. And then he told me how his daddy found out that pastor really wasn't a pastor.
Oh, he told his dad, Pastor Troy, that he would just say, I'm listening to Pastor Troy. And then walk on off with the CD player.
Yeah. So he said one time his dad doubled back. Exactly.
That was smooth, though. That was smooth.
It was smooth, man. But I was like, why? So that's what kind of like led me to the confidence or how that impact your sound, because it's like y'all was of the church, but you still, like everybody else, was not of. And so like, how did that, for the identity or whatnot, you didn't want to be.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I'm still myself, because me and Quan and maybe two other people, we were probably the funniest or the wittiest. Who done gave out more nicknames than me and you?
Yeah, none.
And even names that people we ain't want to, oh man, I ain't even mean that didn't follow me for 5, 10. Oh man, my bad, bro. I was cracking it.
It was a moment.
Yeah, but I guess that just helped me with a little bit of structure. Kind of like I was saying with that meme, it's just always like, I don't want to be the one person in church who go to jail, or I don't want to be the one person who, I was never gonna do that anyway. But but it's like it just always put the extra little ting in the back of your mind, like, or everybody running to go fight. Okay, I ain't gonna run go fight. I'm gonna just make sure none of my people get knocked out. And if they get knocked out, I might jump in or I might just remove them from the situation. I was like, sometimes they be like, Trae, you always trying to do the right thing. You ain't our mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, I just don't want to get, I don't want to fail. I'm a straight A student. Like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna do this. Like, I even back in school, high school playing basketball, I might have been number 8, 1 through 5 on the basketball team. I was like number 8.
Yeah.
Me and Big Malcolm, you know what I'm saying? We down there cooling. Me and Josh, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, and sometimes we'll go at it. I'll be like, bro, you got to get better at basketball. I don't have to get smarter. I'm about to get a free. I'm about to go to college for free.
Yeah.
You working your ass off for you to get at the end of the or whatever. Nothing personal, but just even with multiple people, this could be any sport or anything. I already knew my calling was being smart. I made an 18 on the ACT in 7th grade.
Oh yeah.
So by the time I finished, I had a full ride by the time I got to 10th grade. God. So by then I was just taking it again. So
and just
for fun or just trying to.
Yeah.
But I already, what I'm saying, I already knew. I was like, what really mattered is going to college, and I didn't think I was that good anyway. I used to go to the park every day and try to play around, try to get
work on it.
Yeah, I had that work ethic. I've always had the work ethic.
And it's always saw the improvement. Like just from that's what I'm saying. Like
He met me in a dark time. Don't forget that.
But with that being said, man, it's something to like not the short sighted. I don't want to at all, because it's like your journey, your story in a sense is not. It wasn't like people thinking of ascension and trajectory, like linear progression going that you was always here. No. Again, like you being at that part, that's a microcosm of the macro that is what you are now. Right. And at a point where you did shit that wasn't even like necessarily cool to do. Like
right.
Your mom was your biggest fan.
Right.
You sung at church openly. You know what I'm saying?
And then still went to all the parties.
All the parties. You know what I'm saying?
Still getting active.
Bruh, still confident in your thing. And it was like you had your lane unapologetically.
Right.
Your lane, and it was like, it was just kind of understood, but it was like, we just gonna bust his ass just for the sake of it. But he's still Trae is Trae, like that's him.
You left, I became the funniest. Who got most witty the next year in school in the yearbook? Me.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could also go right back toe to toe with somebody, and I could also play basketball. Like I was like, okay, I ain't the best, but I could also do this. It's like everything everybody, we all sitting down here with 3 to 4 talents.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody take away one of them because they're cracking a joke on you, man. Like just work on it. Just don't show them your talent.
Yeah.
But go work on, I really love to draw. Drawing ain't that cool. But now the people drawing might be the people doing all the AI stuff. Or
there we go.
There's a market. When you get older, you find out, I wish I would have kept drawing. I wish I would have sung a little bit more. Oh man, but it wasn't cool in 9th grade, so I stopped. And so I don't know, my mama just always and my grandma, they just always kind of hounded on me like, these are your talents. You smart, you can sing, you look
Stick with it.
Look kind of sexy too, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I just play, y'all.
With that said, as we're gonna navigate a little bit more, multiple albums, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's dive into that creative process.
To the HBK Trae.
Yes.
Okay, man. So I started, like I said, I always been making music back and forth, but I kind of needed my own identity. And I say, of course, Lil Wayne is my favorite rapper, but I kind of resonated more with the fake sad music, kind of like Drake, Wale, and Future.
Heartbreaking 808s?
Yeah, doesn't heartbreak. Of course, kind of. I'm not loving you. Okay. And so then, I had me a little shorty all throughout college. Then we moved. She moved one place, and I stayed down here. And I was like, okay, it's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if we're going to be able to stay around, forever. So at the beginning, I was trying, do everything right, do it whoop-de-whoop. So then I got set free. we was like, all right, we'll mutually agree because you got a lot of stuff going on up there. I got a lot of stuff going down here. Whoop de whoop. So then I went on, hey, man, hey, let me see. Got a girl named Megan that's a real thick blessing. Shawty give me brain and I always learn my lesson. She was looking through my texts. If she feel disrespected, she'll pick up a weapon, start blasting at my exes. That girl crazy, she a loony like Daffy, but her life on track. Like I read her at a track meet. Got a girl out in Cali and I met her at the Valley. Got her hair products from Sally. We had sex in the alley. Wait. Girl named Haley, straight from Decatur. Drive a Mercedes, pull up and drive me crazy. Got Lily out in D.C., I just call her my Jones. CC out in PG, I need her on my arm. Just watch. Boss India wristwatch. Lil' mama from Omaha, gotta scream, oh my Lord. I was on a world tour. 10 girls, 1 boy. Gotta sing out in Charlotte, scratching out her vocal cords. So, you know what I'm saying? The next year, I don't know. I had turned into HBK Trae, Heartbreak Trae, man. The Black Shawn Michaels. And I already, like, I've always been a stand-up guy, so I was like, oh, this girl like me? Nah. This girl like, nah. But after that, I was kind of like, all right, let's play. Demon time. And then that's when I kind of put on that.
Yeah.
And I actually think I'm cute. No, I'm sexy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and I transformed into, and I started, because you can't write good songs if you haven't been through anything. Like, that's another big thing. That also goes into my grind as well because,
yeah, buddy.
You know, being from the coast, I'm not no gangster. I'm not no Webby type or this type. No, I like rapping about normal stuff, but also just like I like rapping about leveling up. So that's what made me kind of reach out to whole different avenues, different way. But back to the origin. That's when I became HBK Trae, and I put out my I had a little EP called Drip Skylark, but then my first album was called Heartbreak Trae. And man, and I did that when I reached out. I got a song with a rapper named Chavo. He works with Pierre Bourne. And ever since that, I kind of got on his algorithm. Hey man, you got to do them collabs. You got to reach out. If you want to work with Lil Wayne not going to read your message. Go find Lil Twist, Lil Chucky,
Okay.
Kid. You reach out to the people right under him and show them what your, whoop de whoop, and that's how you get in. And that's kind of how I tackle the game,
Yeah.
They on the internet, or he on live. He got off live 10 seconds ago. I'm about to message him right now.
Let's go.
And then, I got another industry feature, but I was gonna put it out, but the artist started blowing up to another level, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I can tell you who it is, but
Yeah. Okay.
You got to know we guapin'. Pockets extra live here.
Oh, ain't I?
But we'll say that. We'll say that a few more months. I drop it, but he kind of catching fire right now. But
So with that, and you've been multiple places, and a lot of times, man, it's like the talent is there, Bad Batch, but he's not. He's and this is a different entity, but he's very humble. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't like in a face with it, but he's also someone that you. The artist is one thing, but the person is another.
Right.
And the person make it not a task to champion the artist.
Right. I'm
So,
a good guy as well.
You're easy to root for. You know what I'm saying? You're a champion. Like it's okay when it's cool to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
You okay? You found it profound to be the good guy.
Yeah, it's all right. You don't get as many likes. I could get on Facebook and misspell something, or instead of saying, "Hey, did you guys see this?" and then find something that is bad, and I know I'll get more engagement, but that's bringing in negative energy.
Yeah, and
that's not my swag. You know what I'm saying? That's not my, I don't,
man, that aura, man. Again, that's where that code that you got, that compass that you got,
that moral church,
man.
Like, okay, if I got people from my church on Facebook, I ain't gonna go too crazy. Like, I ain't gonna be waving a gun around, but I still throw some bars or whatever,
Yeah, and have fun. What's the wildest place in which you've performed?
Like I said, I performed in North Carolina at something called the Carolina BBQ, the Carolina Barbecue Fest. That was very dope. It was a lot of young creatives, whether it be painters, artists, producers, DJs, and a few clothing brands. You know, shout out. I actually got some new stuff in the mail, man. Shout out DeLorean. You know, we going back in time. It's like a little brand I met, but that was dope. It was like it sprinkled for like 5 minutes before, and then it stopped, and then I went out there and I had on my little get up, had on the ski glasses and stuff like that. Then I did the sweet chin music, and then I did that and did a kick up towards the camera, and everybody started screaming after like sweet chin music. I feel like Shawn Michaels, and then everybody was like, oh, and it was like, man, your energy was just a little bit different, and I was like, once again, I don't have the energy just because I'm whatever. That's from church. I've been performing since I was 6. Leading songs, people crying, and I got to keep singing the end of the song over and over because I was like, everybody is, I can't just end it. These people are boo-hooing, you know. And so I've been a performer since a very young age, and then so DJing was kind of like second nature as well. I can DJ, I can play off the crowd.
Bro, hold on, man. Let me. Have you frequent church here and there?
Not as much as I would like to admit.
Me either. We ain't gonna condemn you to hell. So with this being said, I don't either. But I always wonder when you hit the climax of the song, why don't y'all just end the song?
You can't. That's when everybody.
See, I've been to church enough to know you can't.
You can't. I was like, I've sung song. I'm going on the song 3 minutes long, so I'm at the last minute of the song. And that part 3 minutes long because now Pastor Davis standing up, waving his handkerchief across the thing. People run. I'm like, oh Lord, jeez, I gotta keep. You know, me as a 9-10-year-old. You know, and that's why I was like, okay, I don't feel it no more. Like right now, I was like, okay, I'm 11, 12, 13. I don't even understand why they crying. I don't get it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, when I get about 25, 26 or have a baby or something, I still go to church or whatever, but then I understand it. Cause it just didn't feel like, it didn't make sense. It's like,
you ain't never been through nothing.
Everybody crying. Like, there ain't no song about not having a dad because all the songs you singing to the Lord was just, Father, can you hear me now?
Man.
But that was like the only thing I dealt with.
Yeah.
You know, but.
And I feel like in a lot of cases, the music is what gets them to the tears. You know what I mean? It's what gets them there to that moment. So
the musicality of it.
Extend that as long as you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I had one of them voices back in the day, like, oh, he about to go to, he ended up at Tyler Perry working with Tyler. Like, I could sing pretty good back in the day. So they'll be boo-hooing. I'm just like, man, I got a basketball game next week, man. I'm thinking about hooping. Like, I don't understand it. But now I can rock the crowd, throw in a little something before this song, throw in a little something after that song, whether I'm DJing or rapping. And like, oh, how you throw that in? It's like, what is he talking about? Boom. Play, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Oh, he know he.
See,
so,
honestly, bro, we were talking about this earlier. Like, how do you connect certain things together? I feel like everything is, in a way, like everything bleeds into another, like politics and sports and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, the way that you describe with music, that's how I do when I cook up exercises for clients, or if I'm working with the fighters or whatnot. They're like, man, how do you come to this and then go to this and go to this? I'm like, you just gotta, when you do it so many times, you just have a feel and authentic, like just a genuine, like, all right, they're moving this way. Let me go over here. Let me mix this up. And I feel like, man, I feel like I'm about to capture them with this one. So let me go in my bag and
it's like, all right, we can got everybody right on the arms. I'm looking at everybody. I don't like her back looking. We gonna throw in some extra back this month. Get some. And I've been
reading the room.
I've been driving 2 hours around the mountain, around the Savage Mountain for the last 5 years, haven't I? And one time I showed up, I said, "Hey, cool. Oh, you ready to work out?" No, I brought your HBK shirt.
Hey, support from afar, but not all love, man. But no, I just love how that. Doesn't matter what realm we in, we all still creators.
Yeah, like I like sports, but my thing was always how most guys' thing is sports or watching Sports Center all day. My thing was learning more about music or the music industry or what is Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne got a new song dropping? Let me get on LimeWire. Let me get on Hot New Hip Hop. Let me get on. Man, I got to get this first. I got to have it. I was making CDs. I used to be making CDs and stuff. You know how Probe had the snacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probe had the snacks. I had the CDs. Like I've always been. We grew up in that SoundCloud era, right before not SoundCloud, LimeWire.
LimeWire. Yeah, LimeWire, man. Right. That hustler's mentality, that eventually like just bleeds off into as you mature. It gets elevated.
I think it just gave me ADHD, and I had to plug it in with different stuff. That might have been it.
So with that, do you feel as though your passion has been aligned with, or your purpose has been aligned with your passion?
Yes, because I'm not sure yet until I make a milli. Then I really know if it was the right thing to do. And I ain't close, but I'm on the way.
We're on the way.
But I think so because, like I said, there are people who listen to my music and then don't. You'll post something and they won't like it, but then they'll tell you they was listening to it, or you'll post something with a spelling error, and instead of commenting or anything, they'll, hey, bro, you misspelled something in your DMs. It's like, but you won't even like the post out loud.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, so, but where I found, like I was talking about earlier, that's where I started branding out. I was like, all right, the coast is only the coast. Let me make music. I know my music may not be for people who are only listening to one thing. So I like to sing. Let me go find the people. Where Wale be touring at? Look up his tour dates. Where Drake be at? Well, Drake go everywhere. But where are these people at where people actually listen to what the people are saying? So then I got on Facebook, got on Instagram, started targeting them markets. And before I knew it, I had one song where I kind of went into my little Uzi bag. A lot of my music is like in that realm, but it's about heartbreak, kind of like Wale. I really like Wale. Wale probably my favorite.
Wale
for Lauren, you know what I'm saying? So
Wale is top 5. Album About Nothing is amazing to me.
Exactly, man. Breaking of it. But I made a song and I guess it was the perfect song because after that I got a producer got my white boy from Cali. I got my main engineer, Jay Woods from Houston. Man, Jay Woods, bro, tap in. Jay Woods. And I got my home producer, KNX Levi from 3 streets away. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. But after I made this song, it was kind of like a rocker rager song. Like, why you playing with my heart? Heartbreak after dark, switching lanes in my car. It's a push to start. Mary Jane in my car. Roller wooden spark. Had to aim for the stars. I'm about to go far. And after I made that, so many people just started reaching out. And that was in 2021 or maybe the very end of 21. Next thing I know, skip to 24. I know it's 25 now. Skip to 24. I got a song with an artist from Nigeria, Abuja.
Yeah.
In Nigeria. I got a song with a guy in Kenya. I have a song with a Indian producer. He lives in New Delhi.
There we go.
I got a song. I collab with people in Maine, like all over, man. So it's just like you have everybody. Like I said, everybody have their talents.
Yeah.
It's either you sitting down watching other people go forward, or you moving forward. So it's like I find the other people with the mentality like me, like I feel like I'm the best in my state, or I feel like I'm the best in my. You know, I might not be. Of course, I'm not. David Banner exists.
Yeah, right.
Like okay, but for him to become David Banner, somebody told him, "You'll never be Timberland.
Yeah,
you'll never be." Like, so I'm HBK Trae, Heartbreak, the Black Shawn Michaels, probably saved in your girl's phone under Domino's. You better check the number. But, you know what I'm saying? Hot and ready. But
well, it's going back to what you said. How you said I'm not close to a million. I'm far away from a million. But it just takes one. You're closer than you think. You just never know. It just takes one.
And it's like every few years I get more and more fans, and then there's some people like my biggest fan is a boy who was my neighbor before Green and them. There was a boy named DJ Dwayne, and so he ended up having some type of muscular dystrophy.
Yeah.
So it's once a year or so, his body will break down, and he'll just break down or whatever, then he'll be using a walker for like the next 3-4 days or whatever. Like every now and then his body will shut down. So this man had an attack or just whatever it's called. And then like his spine slide, whatever that is. This man forced somebody to drive him all the way to New Orleans to come watch me perform. I said, bruh, anything you ever need. I said, anytime I get a shirt, I'm coming bring it to you. I'm giving it to you. Like, whatever, bruh. Because, like, he was my next door neighbor.
Yeah.
And then he kind of got sick, I guess, when he was like 18, 19. Mm-hmm. And so, man, he forced somebody to take him all the way to New Orleans because he couldn't drive that far.
Yeah.
And he came there, had the cane with him.
Come on, man.
I said, what you want to eat, man? What you want to not anything alcoholic, but what you want to drink, man? Anything, you know what I'm saying? And when I start reaching people like that, and people start reaching like, bruh, or message me, man, this song really helped me through a heartbreak. I'm like, for real? Well, I had to, even though mine was kind of like a mutual agreement. Like I said, when I broke up with the girl I was talking to for like 6 years. Yeah, I was like, bro, I understand it now. Oh, okay. Come on, all right. This is like it just became easy. So, and then that's why at first, like even I had a song. I was like, I write all these verses about you just like the Bible. And I was like, ooh,
biblical.
Yeah, it's like I write all these, but.
Not King James version though.
Yeah. This the new international version. This the new one. I forgot I had a haircut. Wait, hold on. Now let me. Whoa, man.
Clip that.
Hey, man. Hey, man, I gotta get.
You ain't no Philly fan.
That's the only team I ever liked.
Yeah.
Just from Mike Vick.
Got you.
I don't know. I don't be following that much.
Yeah.
Mike Vick, my dog.
Boy.
But yeah, shout out to Saquon. I ain't want to go all the way. I ain't want to throw on my Saquon Barkley gear, but Jay Hurts, she squirts, don't work, Eagles in 5.
Eagles in 5.
Yeah,
Man, simmer down, bro. So all right, so that means, in a sense, bro, you did answer the question. I feel like your passion for music is like aligned with your purpose because you are impacting people. That's from a sense of like stuff where you didn't even expect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you creating that wave organically. From an authentic standpoint. Like, it's real.
Nobody told me it was hidden before I leveled up and found out. I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay, now okay. So,
bro, like music heals. Like with me, like I ain't really like for years where I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. This is my way. I'm gonna do this. And it took me to start working with mothers, like bus drivers, man, and kids that's not the most talented of them, but out of the bunch.
Right.
And they saying like, man, you making an impact. I really appreciate this. My cholesterol, my this is elevating. I'm like, I just asked you to do some push-ups and push a sled.
And doing them those few times consistently, it changes your life.
It changes your life, man. But then just simply just press and play. Trae wants you to press play.
And that's why I now, my mom my biggest fan, so now I was like, okay, I got to make some more music where it's real songs with hooks, with less cuss, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I try to do it. I do a little bit of everything. And I said, I don't have no song where I need to be waving around a gun. And I never will.
Yeah. Like, because Wale is your biggest, because Wale's never been like, I always felt like, in me just listening to music, because I was someone, like I'm from Louisiana. I love that I'm from Louisiana. Louisiana got a different, distinct sound.
I love it too.
And what I grew up on wasn't what always like going to my ears. So like I really the drums and stuff like that. I love choirs and stuff like that. I wasn't going to church, but it's the way that it impacted me. Yeah. I'm like, man, I really like that. David Banner, the producers, different sounds, the New York sound, the Jay-Z. So the way to concoct sentences is engage and break it down and using words and syllables and all this kind of stuff.
I can't understand everything on the first listen.
Yeah.
It's not me just sitting in the chair I'm with Neo Life.
Man,
Like,
off the top, like,
it's like okay.
where I'm at, you know, like, so being able to do that, and you're trying to give me the freestyle. You're trying to give me the freestyle. I'm not gonna do it.
I am.
Lotus flower.
There was only two other people who could rap. There was only two other people who could rap at my school.
Man,
He's one of them, and Young Ace was the other one. E Wills.
Wait,
Quan, that's three.
Quan could rap.
Quan,
Freestyle?
there was only three people who could. Well, there was a few other. I'm just, but as far as our grade, it was me, you, and like we used to be at the table.
man,
I ain't seen that sign yet.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a. I don't. It's deep down in there.
it's never, man. It won't be the day. It's one day, but not the day.
I used to remember one of them, but I can't think of it. I was trying to think of it yesterday. I was good. I used to remember what.
Oh man, we would have had to shorten the episode. You hit me with that one, boy. Because man, that's a lot of cursing.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, man. Nonetheless, you almost got me. Nonetheless, bro. To cap it off, we'll put a cap on it.
Okay,
And you mentioned it before, but if you could give me what's your top five? Give me a top five, like just people that you could, if you could collab with on volume 3.
Okay.
On the next one.
So yeah, we're gonna have a volume 3, but that one gonna be more about. It ain't gonna be heartbreak. It'll be more about.
I didn't know I knew it was gonna be a volume 3.
Yeah,
Either.
the 3 gonna be more like, all right. Number 1 is you about to break up, but you don't want to break up. Number 2 is Boy Meets World. It's kind of like up at 2 or 3. No, I cannot sleep. I swear memories they behind me. Travel around the world, and somehow I found an angel. Boy Meets World, I think you might be Topanga. Trying to put a ring on every finger like Thanos. But so the top 5 collab, of course it would be, it's all the main people: Wale, Kanye,
Okay.
Drake. Nah, I mean,
Even after now, it's still Drake.
yeah. I mean, if Mike Tyson gets knocked out once, he's still Mike Tyson. Even though he might have got knocked out and fell out the ring, and then on top of an old lady, and she spilled the nachos on top of him, and everybody. But he's still Drake. Like, it's like, I understand. Like,
Mike had to get on Hangover for you to Mike again. He had to be on a couple of movies.
It was a big knockout, but I don't think Kendrick will be able to keep up the pace to keep making bangers.
Like, okay,
in a certain way, so Drake will fill back into the gap. There ain't nobody who can
do what he did.
do like. But so what was it? Wale,
Kanye,
Drake, and then Future. But I don't want to just keep saying that. I don't want to just say the ultimate people.
This is your top 5.
But yeah,
man.
but like the people I always want
go
to
for it
because Michael Jackson. But kind of number 5 is the reason why I have that last feature I was telling you about, because I was like, I kind of got everybody used to call me Swavy Baby until, ninth grade or whatever. What was the other name you called me? What y'all called me? Young,
yeah.
Where did I get that name from? You got to know we wiping. Pockets extra slide. Don't Young Trae like to kick it like karate? Right. And we was already on the futuristic swag.
Yeah.
So everybody started calling me Young after that. And now I was DJ Young all throughout college. And I was like, I quit rapping after I get a song with him. You know what I mean? Like him and Roscoe Dash, I'm going to just quit. After I get and then one day I messaged, I was like, it'd be clean if I went Young on Young under one of his pages or whatever. And then like a whole bunch of my friends was like, yeah, y'all need to collab. And then he reached out to me like an hour or two later. At the end, that was like last year, around October. So I ended up getting a song with Young LA. And I was about to post it. This man he just started blowing up on TikTok. Yeah. And he was like, hold it for a little bit, man. You see how it's going up. Don't waste your song. Don't waste it yet. I might pull up on you one day. You in Atlanta, come mess with me. So I said, oh, okay, well. We didn't know he was gonna go up the way to TikTok. And all the little kids think it's a new song. So I'm like, but sometimes a problem is, even on the coast, is like you only want to reach out to somebody when you see them going up. But if you already like that person, nobody was checking for him last year. But I was like, I was like, bro, I always liked him. If I get a song with him, I'm going young on young, or whatever. I just like cracked the joke. And he replied, I said, oh, empty the bank account, let's go. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But just like that. So that was one of my dream collabs, and I ended up making it happen.
So now you got
And
4 more.
that's what I'm saying. I got a whole bunch of, I got some collabs on the way. You know what I'm saying? Got just some good music on the
Just
way.
good
And
music.
it's getting better and better to where I don't cuss too much anyway, but now it's where adults can, like 40-year-olds can listen to the song and be like, this is a good song.
So you crossing. You feel like you crossing over.
He said damn twice. Okay, that was it. Or he said ass once, but it wasn't even like derogatory when he said it. Okay, this man making some good music. So that's just my goal, to become more professional in every sense. Like even with the DJing, I really don't DJ too much anymore. When it comes to lower events, I kind of try to go for the luxury events. I'm with a luxury event company, so we only do weddings, stock events, mixers down in New Orleans. I really don't do the club scene no more.
Yeah.
And I'm in Louisiana, so it's like level. Yeah, Boosie. And then everybody else is a wannabe level. Then a wannabe. I said, okay, this just, my blood pressure is just too high. DJ, you got to be crunked the whole time. It's like, I'm chill. Like, I'm cool.
You
like,
chill. You laid back, man.
Yeah, no.
Golly, man.
So,
But if it's so with your journey, man, being that how diverse it is, multi-planar, multifaceted, whatever word we can use with it, dynamic. If there's anything you could tell someone to, like, hey, you may not be the best now, but just you keep grinding.
Right.
You're gonna find your way. What words, what level of wisdom you could bestow upon them?
Just trust your heart, man. If it's something you really like to do, there's something you good at, make sure you keep practicing. If it's something you think you like, start practicing. If people are hating on it, they probably can't do it. Now, if somebody hating on you and they can do it, then they're just a hater. Because most of the time, if they see you really want, okay, he don't know how to take pictures at all, but he done bought a camera. All right, come follow me around and put up some footage. That's what somebody will do who really wants you to succeed. So it's kind of like whatever your talents is. Like, that's why I always say I can rap and sing, I DJ, and I'm smart. Those are my 3 things. So if it falls in one of those categories, I'm going to go towards it. If I don't know about it, I'm going to find somebody who that's one of their 3 things, one of their talents, and we're going to connect on that. And be like, all right, man, I ain't worked out since 12th grade, man. Neo Life, y'all could put me on the Savage Mountain, man. Like, what's this diet? What is this workout plan? I'm working on core, I'm working on da-da-da. I can look it up and I can ask somebody who's invested their life in it. So whatever your things are, you can do it. Like, everything's attainable, man. If somebody else done it, you can do it.
You can do it, man.
And if you thought it, somebody else is trying to do it right now, like already. Somebody gonna make it happen. Will it be you?
Come on now. Hey, man. Hey, that's a show right there. That's how you gonna end it, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
Hey, man.
I appreciate it, man. This has been the Savage Mountain Podcast, and we out.